welcome back. We're going to get into our final white man of this series. Remember, you got 5 white dudes. By now you should have already selected one, anywhere from the philosopher to any of these 3 contemporaries. And then the last dude that I'm going to mention is actually earliest in chronology, and I still can't recall his name, so I will offer out some chat box points for this. If you can holler at me with the name of this guy, Mendeleev, Mendeleev. Now, I think I've also studied genetics, and so there's Mendel in Mendelian genetics, and so I get these 2 guys confused, but it's something like EEVE or something. So find that guy. Meanwhile, everyone else who's not going to go on that scavenger hunt for extra points, I want you to draw for me 4 rectangles, okay? And they are going to be your first tall and narrow tower. And with the space that you have left, try to make a long and short tower. Then there's a slightly taller, longer than the first, not quite as long as the second tower. We call that the P block. And then right sort of in that middle intersection and going nearly to the end. And it should be just as wide as your first S tower. So this is the S. And I have my other beautiful colors here. S. This is P. I guess we're locking these colors in now, aren't we? Alright, so this is D. If you don't have colors, it's no big deal. I'm just, doing a little F, a little pre-processing. Now, how do I say? I do expect color. I don't even want to fake it. I want to see how you process these notes as well, going from the original copy to now this, which you can use to actually learn some chemistry. All right, so Mendel, what can I say? He arranged the elements based on their electron configurations. These blocks deal with what are called the electron configurations. The first and most simple one is the S, which is in this spherical. So it's important for you to know that these are 2-dimensional models, but in fact they are 3 dimensions in space. So it more travels in this spherical kind of pattern. And then this second energy level is sort of like a ball outside of the ball, if that makes sense. Maybe you know about those Russian dolls. I don't know what they're called, but it's like dolls inside of dolls. So it's sort of like that. There's a similarly shaped sphere which sort of encompasses and encircles the smaller sphere. Let's see. We're going to get more into this guy and his periodic table later, and I'm going to teach you specifically about the pattern finding mission of electron configuration. It's one of my funnest activities, so we'll get into that. If you would please, why don't we take our time to do another periodic table. I want you to get used to this. Tall tower, I kind of messed up, but I shouldn't have gone so low. I'll just draw it a little differently. Alright, so D, I'm actually going to do F since I got it all jacked up. I'm going to do F on the bottom like that. Then I'll do my D almost to the edge of F, and then my P is taller, not quite as big as this, but bigger than this. I hope you can see that. Alright, so they're divided. We'll get into all that later. Alright, S over here is P, that's next in order, and then D block, and then F block. What can I say? There's not much I can say about him. I'll tell a story. So the periodic table, and let's use something that we're already using here. So hydrogen, right? If you have a periodic table, now would be a good time to take a look at it, because I want you, if you haven't heard this story already, I want you to get comfortable with your periodic table. Anything that I give you, you will be able to use. You're going to use the internet, so it's like, you might as well find a periodic table that like you're diggy down with. It has whatever features you like. I am at this time recommending P table. I think it's .com, I'm not sure, but you'll find it, sort of this interactive table. It pretty much has everything that I'm planning on teaching you already in the table, as long as you know how to look up the elements. and then at least you'll understand what the numbers mean, right? So there's that. I use paper, so that's my style. All right, I'm 6 minutes in, and I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm going to do a deep dive into him a little bit later. But I think that we have answered the essential question, so I want to turn this into a CER as we exit up out of here. And so the question is, can you tell me how the arrangement of electrons are related to their ability to emit light? Can you tell me how electrons are arranged? And can you tell me how electrons emit light? Do I need to add any more notes down here? Kind of explained it here. I'm hoping somebody has the wavelength. You should write it right here. Yeah, I could draw another model here with a new color. I'm processing, but I'm wasting your time. You don't need to see me do this second one. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Boom. And then this one has an electron, so I need to draw a third energy level. Boom. Right? Boom, boom, boom. I don't even know if this is going to make the cut. But now you have an electron, let's say here, who's at the ground state right here. Right? And then in comes the energy. Energy's coming in, big, bold, wavy line. Bam, strikes it. Then what happens? The Joker gets excited, gives off light of a different color and a different wavelength. And then it goes back down, right? Gets excited, it goes up, gets rid of that excess energy, and it's a very specific amount of energy, and you'll get that energy every time. It's reliable. Boom. Okay, and so this element will give off the pink when it gets that certain amount of energy that it needs, and this element will give off the green when it gets that certain amount of energy that it needs. Okay, this helped us identify the pattern for electrons, but it also explains where light comes from. Okay, it's this giving off of energy, specific photons of energy that are being given off by these electrons when they get too much energy. All right, I think I've over-explained it. I want to see if you can convert this into some of your own writing. So that's how I'm going to end. I'm ending this one a little bit early, but it will offer you some time to ask questions and maybe send me some drafting so that I can support you. All right, so let's get to writing. We'll take it from there. All right, bye.